So it's been 1 year since I've graduated from university. Last year I finished my first degree in biomedical science, then a few months later I started medicine here in London. And since then I've been kind of going through the different ways that I used to work and study during my time in university and now, studying medicine. I came up with a few things that I felt helped me over the later years of my degree to help me to still have a work-life balance, enough to be able to get a 2-1, which I believe is what most people want from the degree, and still, have enough time to be able to do the things that I want to do. Now this video, if you're aiming for a first, then you can just apply it and change it, maybe increase the hours, increase the amount of time you work, but it's very adaptable and interchangeable for you to just do more and get first if that's what you want to do. But for most people, I believe a 2-1 is fine. That's what most jobs require these days. So if you feel like this video can benefit you, if you're in A levels, maybe you're still in your first year of university, if you're in GCSE, then hopefully this video can help you to try and see a different way you can go about studying if you're not already revising most days in the week anyway. If you're working from Monday to Friday the way you would do normally in school, then hopefully this video can give you a different point of view. Now this video is the foundation of a series of videos I plan to make. I'm just going through the different things that I learned during my time doing my first degree, and if you guys have any suggestions of videos that you'd like to see me make, or if you have any questions at all, then leave them down below. If you're new here, subscribe. Like this video, I'll try and be uploading every week at least. I'm still not sure of the day, but for now it seems like Friday could be a good day for me to upload. Yeah, just leave down anything that you'd like to say down below and I'll try and get to it. So obviously you've seen the title, Why Should You Study Every Day? Now when I first began uni a few years ago now, almost 4 years ago, like most people, I was still trying to figure out the best way to go about studying. I was trying to figure out what works well for me. I did the whole Monday to Friday thing of, doing your work, doing lectures, doing questions, past paper questions from Monday to Friday, then taking the weekend off. But I felt like for me, this wasn't the best way to go about it, because as the years went by, I began to, not really enjoy the week so much. I began to look forward to the weekend, so that when the week came about, I knew that I had to work a lot so I could, have a good weekend again. But eventually I started to work more and more on the weekends. That meant that I could spend less time during the day doing studying or doing lectures or doing work, and I could effectively work and have time to chill every single day. So I think that's the main reason that you should look into doing your lectures, doing studying, doing some piece of work every single day. So of course, going back to all of that, the first point is that it gives you flexibility. As the year goes by and you have a lot more lectures and you have a lot more work to do and there's more commitments, especially if you're going from first year to second year to third year, your work commitments increases. Each year counts more as you go from first year to third year, so there is more that is required of you. So for most of you, you may already be revising every day anyway, but of course this is still for those people that haven't really begun university yet. But still, if you're working hard every single day, then you have more time to take a random day off and do nothing. Or if you're sick, if your family comes over, you're able to take a random day off or 2 days off and go and do what you want to do, because you know that you're always on top of your work. So you have a lot more flexibility to be able to leave, to go play a sport if that's what you're into, or if you have a cold, for example, you're able to take that day off to get better. The second one is you can take a day off when you need it. So this again links back to the flexibility points, but for most people, especially if you're in your first year of university or you're about to start university next year, you don't really need to relax every single weekend. If you're working from Monday to Friday, doing lectures from Monday to Friday, you'll feel as time goes on that there is some weekends, there is some days that you just want to go through work, you're in the mood to work. So why not use that time to get ahead of lectures? When you don't have the time later on, you have a lot more time to be able to go into topics that you find more difficult. So the third point is you're always in the right mood to study. Going from GCSE to A levels and then to university, the workload increases. There is a lot more that is required of you. There is less help from teachers or from lecturers. So it's very essential that you figure out what works for you early, so you're not thrown into the deep end when the time comes for you to be able to work for yourself or to plan your own revision schedule or to go over a topic that you don't really understand, because especially in university, there is one lecturer for over 200 people. So you need to be able to work independently, and working every day day, it builds up a habit. As time goes on, you're able to figure out if what days you work better on. Best way to do that is to work most days, to work every day, to work 6 to 7 days a week. So when it comes to the later years, the later months closer to the exam period, you already know what works for you. You have the perfect schedule and you're in the right mind frame, so you're not wasting time. So going on to the fourth point, you can study each day and effectively have more time to relax. So let's say you normally study 10 hours a day from Monday to Friday, but that's 50 hours a week, and then you have the weekends off. If you were to maybe scale that down, let's say 7 hours a day from Monday to Friday, that's 49 hours a week. It's 1 hour less, but you have 3 hours free. Those 3 hours really add up over the week. And I think something to also look into is, like, with all of that time that you have left over, going back again to my previous point, you're always refreshed every day. Working from Monday to Friday for 10 hours plus, you get burnt out very quickly. Of course, this isn't for the whole year. This is more for exam period. So let's say 2 or 3 months before your exam, 7 hours a day for 7 days. You can eventually work up to that, in your last 4 or so weeks. And for most of you, maybe 8 hours might even be better. So if you bump it up by 1 hour every day for a week, that's 56 hours a week. That's 6 more hours, and you also have 2 hours less each day to relax. Also, this doesn't include the days that you take off to relax or the days you take off to go and do something that you enjoy. So again, even though I'm saying 7 days, this is just in a more ideal world. There will be days where you take maybe a day or 2 off every 2 or 3 weeks. Realistically, it's not even 7 days a week. So bear that in mind when you're working out your... Moving on to my last point, you build up your work ethic early. In some careers today, like in healthcare or in finance, there is the opportunity or even sometimes the requirement to work 6 or so days a week for a period of time. Getting used to working 6 to 7 days a week right now is a good way to build up that habit. So when it comes to you having to work 6 days a week to get ahead of your peers, this can be something that you can have an edge in and can be the difference between you getting, that job promotion, for example. Or of course, let's say even if you just want to work more days, you want to work more than 5 days a week, working 6 or 7 days in some short spans won't be too hard for you because you've already had experience of doing that during your time in university. Of course, no one wants to work 6 or 7 days a week, but this is just something that you could look into, especially in the economy we live in today. You may be required to work some days to live the lifestyle that you want to have. So, building up that habit now is not something that will be a detriment to you in the future. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, this is just the first video of a few that I want to make, but if you have any other suggestions, then please leave them down below. I'll leave my Instagram down below as well. If you want to follow me there, then please go ahead. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you haven't, leave a dislike and let me know why below. And thank you for watching. Diving deeper into this point of studying every single day and having time to relax every day, I feel like that was a very big point for me during my time in university. As the weeks went on, and especially in first year when you aren't used to the workload, and there's a lot of lectures to go into, to have essays in some degrees, especially me working every day wasn't something that I intended to do. I was kind of forced into it because if I didn't study every day, then I would have failed my exam, and that was just due to leaving everything too late. So for most of you today, you may already be on top of everything, and this video, these tips might just help you to get that bit ahead.